Hello. I've been up to a lot of things and just kind of wanted to get some thoughts down. I've talked to quite a few people just here and there throughout my life about how this was the year that I made the big switch from a paper calendar, which I've been a huge proponent of for many years, but finally have taken the leap to using an electronic calendar. And it was very overwhelming at first, but it's kind of saved us. And I've got my Google Calendar up here. So just a few things to go over. One of the main reasons that I switched over to Google Calendar was because I have 3 children with very busy schedules and a very involved and active family, and having to write everybody's schedule down on a paper calendar wasn't the overwhelming part. The part that was overwhelming was the changes in schedule. So I can email out somebody's soccer schedule, but if there was any change, then I had to keep it on my radar to text, 13 people so that my family isn't showing up on the wrong day to come see my son play soccer. So Google really helps with that. And over here you can see I've got baseball calendar, my niece's softball, lacrosse, the school calendar, a work calendar, that I'm able to just import. So when somebody has an iCal feed, like for instance, if I click here to my daughter's lacrosse calendar, then instead of copying every single one of these events down, I can go to export this calendar feed and copy this link, and then I come back to my Google Calendar and I go to other calendars and then add by URL, and then I would paste the URL in here, add this calendar, and then I would have access to all of her lacrosse games here. So that makes it very easy, saving lots of time, being able to and most I have found, like the school's PTO, all of the sports that my kids are involved in, my work, all have compatible calendars or that iCal where I can just import the calendar into my Google Calendar. So that saves me a lot of copying and changing. And then whenever changes are made on the lacrosse calendar, then they are made on my calendar as well. So then I have anything that I am adding that I'm not importing. And for instance, my daughter has a cello lesson every Monday from 6:15 to 7:15. So when I go to add this event, I can just hit repeat. So again, I'm not adding, having to write this in over and over again. It just fills it in for me. And I like the color coding, which is really beneficial on my phone. So another benefit to using the Google Calendar is that I'm able to add the app to my phone, and then I have access to it wherever I am. Another feature that I've recently started using that I'm enjoying, let me see here. Here it is. So I usually pick up my boys on Thursday, my mother-in-law usually picks up my boys on Thursday, and she's not going to be able to. So I just put a note here from my phone that my husband is going to have to pick up the boys on this day, and then I invite him to the event, and it'll show you here, right here, my husband has been invited to this event, and so it's now on his phone, and we'll send him a reminder. So we've had a few episodes this year where the kids have unfortunately not been picked up on time, and so I've started taking advantage of this part of the calendar too, so that my husband and I can be on the same page and hopefully not forget our kid at school anymore, which I'm sure the assistant principal will really appreciate. So now the last thing that I wanted to show was what I just started using. I'm also taking 2 classes for my master's degree, and I think I've hit the peak of maybe being overwhelmed or frustrated. Like everything, it's now March, look, I don't even know the date. It's now April, and everything is starting to pile up, and I'm falling behind. In one of my technology classes, we are now participating in a book study, and I have been struggling to kind of make that transition from paper to digital as far as planning out my homework schedule, not my teaching schedule, but like what I need to do for my school. So I've decided to create a separate calendar just for this class, and I've got this book study. And I'm going to switch here to the agenda Outlook. So I'm going to, let's see, here I'm going to display only this calendar. This is for my technology class and book study. I've added everything that I know of right now that I need to do for this class. I can look at it weekly if I needed to, monthly, which is what I kind of default to, what I enjoy, the view that I like looking at the most. So reading these chapters, which I put in here and didn't do on time, but I'm in high spirits that I will be able to stick to the schedule for next week. And so here it is. And then I can look at just this. I like the agenda version of this. Also, if I'm talking about just this separate calendar, I have another class I'm taking, algebraic reasoning. I can create here in my calendar a calendar for this class specifically, and it'll pop up here, and then I can add in my deadlines, when I need to schedule time to do homework. And so when I'm taking that quick glance on my phone every day to look at what I've got on my agenda, or what events I have, or even setting reminders for, I've got Wednesdays off, so I can come in here and edit this event to send me a reminder, a notification. Let's see. How about 0 days? So the morning of at 9 a.m., adding a notification that I need to be reading these chapters so that on my days off, I'm just not wasting my time and doing the 100 other things that I have to do, but not my reading, because then I don't want to get behind on that. And that's it. This is how I'm using Google Calendars to organize my life. I'm just really looking at my calendar right now, and it makes me want to laugh because it's pretty intense. Anyway, that's it.